Good morning, good evening, welcome. I'm Gaston the Ginger, and today I'm going to teach you what doublethink is. To do this, I'm going to use AOC, the woke, and Sensaki as examples. Then I'm going to show you a slight difference between the American aristocracy and the American peasants. Actually, it's not so slight. And finally, I invite my cousin, Judge Ginger, because reports have come out of United States top general, General Milley, committing treason of the highest order. Seriously. And I have a feeling that the judge's sentence will not be lenient.
That's exactly what we did, but certainly we want everybody to get vaccinated, and more people are vaccinated, whether they are migrants or whether they are workers, protects more people in the United States.
But it's a requirement for people at a business with more than 100 people. It is not a requirement for migrants at the southern border. Why?
That's correct. Go ahead.
You know, I despise her, and not because of her constant and blatant lying. No, I despise her because she gives my people, the Gingers, a bad name. How arrogant was that? She was clearly asked a why question, not a yes or no question, yet she chose to ignore it and move on. Here it is again.
Why?
That's correct. Go ahead.
Can you imagine if the beautiful Kylie McEnany had done that? No, you can't. It would be a disaster. And I'm getting tired of saying, oh, can you imagine if the previous administration had done X? These people are never held accountable for anything. And it's truly a fascinating phenomenon. And since we're on the topic of phenomena, see what I did there? I recently read 1984 again, and the term doublethink just stuck with me so hard. Doublethink is a process of indoctrination whereby the subject is expected to simultaneously accept two mutually contradictory beliefs as correct, often incontrovertible to one's own memories or sense of reality. Doublethink is related to, but differs from, hypocrisy. And a great example of this is the White House and the woke claiming that anybody can give birth. They got the terms. They have birthing people, menstruating persons, chest feeding. Yet, at the same time, they know, think, and admit that only biological women can actually give birth. Check this out.
President, who does he believe then should look out for the unborn child?
He believes that it's up to a woman to make those decisions, and up to a woman to make those decisions with her doctor. I know you've never faced those choices, nor have you ever been pregnant.
Huh. How would she know if Peter Doocy could ever give birth, or has ever given birth, unless she knows that only biological women could do so? It seems like Jen Psaki is engaged in a little double thinking. But hey, it's fine, because you know what? So is AOC. Why not attend a gala that's worth $30,000 a ticket, $275,000 a table, wearing a $2,000 dress that of course says tax the rich? Why not attend that, even though you should be outside protesting like the true socialist that you claim to be? Redistribute the wealth, give the money to the state, Green New Deal. That's what you should be doing, right? But instead you're in the gala with a $2,000 dress that says tax the rich, and the question is why? Well, the answer is actually simpler than you think. Because she's stunning and brave.
Tax the rich. What a model, AOC. Wow, I didn't know you model as well. Damn.
I'm not gonna lie. She looked pretty good in that dress. And her boyfriend is the Ginger. What am I saying? You know who else is stunning and brave? Like AOC? Alana McLaughlin. I can't pronounce that name properly. We're going to call her Alana. Transgender fighter Alana submits Celine Provost in MMA debut. Alana, the first openly transgender athlete to compete in MMA in the United States since 2014, so not even the first one, this isn't even a big deal, won her MMA debut on Friday night, beating Celine Provost via submission on the Combat Global prelims in Miami. Alana used a rear naked choke to get the finish in 3 minutes. A former member of the U.S. Army Special Forces, Alana. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Special Forces combat veteran. You want to see a picture of this guy? Look at this. How is he fighting women? I understand if you want to transition. I'm not against it. Do you. Do what you want. But we need to have objective reality. And I understand that her opponent agreed to it. But still, come on. He could have killed her. If he was any good at it. I mean, the guy sucks. He almost lost. unbelievable. So, why don't we recap a little bit before we move on? Men can give birth, but only women can give birth. AOC is a Marxist, but AOC hangs out with elitist capitalists. United States citizens need the vaccine to fight the pandemic, but migrants in the United States don't need the vaccine to fight the pandemic. DoubleThink. Nice. Now, before we leave AOC and the double-thinkers behind, I want to show you a little Twitter thread by Glenn Greenwald. Here we go. The masking of the servant class. Ugly COVID images from the Met Gala are now commonplace. Now, if you haven't followed him on Substack, I highly recommend you do so. You might disagree with his politics, as I do, but he's a really good source of information and an honest guy, so it seems. While AOC's revolutionary and subversive socialist gown-generated buzz, the normalization of maskless elites attended to by faceless servants is grotesque. I agree. At Pelosi's donor lunch, Obama's birthday bash, and last night, workers are moving from figuratively to literally faceless. We're not gonna see those pictures. Contrary to her jealous critics, AOC was not reveling in a Louis whatever court festivity. She was storming the Bastille, not with weapons or fire, but with the graceful designer elegance of the insurgent Marxist renegade, which made her presence all the more deceptively disruptive. While AOC's subversive practice was obviously a watershed moment for working class politics, I don't know about that. The more important lesson is the normalization of forcing servants to be masked while the elites they serve are free. A perfect symbol of the rot of America's cultural balkanization. And with this, my friends, I agree. The celebrities, they're fine. The rest of us, put your mask on. All of this stopped being about the science long ago, but the pandemic has somehow managed to create all new ways to make the enormous chasm between the lives of cultural and political elites and everyone else even larger than it was before. Yep. One final message for AOC's embittered and envious critics, stewing with jealousy and resentment that she got to go and they didn't. Am I supposed to read this whole thing? Do you guys want me to? No, you could do it yourselves. And it's not just the U.S. Here's a viral video of Brazil. All right, yeah, it happens everywhere. We know the elite. We just didn't know we had it here like that. The oligarchs, the aristocracy. But the pandemic has truly made it obvious to everyone to see. Rules for thee, but not for me. Here's some more pictures. The poors don't get to show their faces. No, they don't. Oh, by the way, what is this? Peg the patriarchy. She's hot, but I don't know what's going on with that. What's going on? Is that supposed to be activism? Yes, activism. Equal rights for women. Yeah. What about these women? No, because they're slaves. This is Kim Kardashian, by the way. Is she doing blackface? You tell me. I don't know. Here's Billie Eilish with her servants. Asian. Stop Asian hate. The white male, nobody cares. But what about the Asian hate? Anyway. Moving on to the most important story of the day, night, whatever you're watching. Report. General Milley held top secret meeting to block Trump's nuke access, told staff to disobey all but his orders. But it actually gets worse. Let's read. And by the way, if you think, but you're alt-right, whatever, CNN is reporting the same thing, okay? CNN is reporting the same thing, okay? But we're not going to read CNN. We're going to read American military news. In the days following the storming of the U.S. Capitol on January 6, Joint Chiefs Chairman General Mark Milley, whatever, held a top-secret meeting with senior military officials to take action against then Commander-in-Chief Donald Trump, blocking the president from potentially launching nuclear weapons and ordering staff to ignore all orders except Milley's. A new book entitled Peril by journalists Bob Woodward and Robert Costa revealed, if true, is this needed? What? You're going to prevent the president from launching nukes? Not that he would do it, but who do you think you are? You're not an elected official. You're a military general. And you're not in charge of the military. You know who is? The civilian that was voted in. The commander-in-chief, Donald J. Trump. Joe R. Biden. Prior to taking action, Milley had multiple phone calls with China's top general and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. Are you joking me? This is a military coup. The two journalists wrote that Milley was certain that Trump had gone into a serious mental decline in the aftermath of the election, with Trump now all but manic, screaming at officials and constructing his own alternative reality about endless election conspiracies. This is the guy that goes into Congress and testifies about white rage. So it doesn't surprise me that he believes this nonsense. Milley was reportedly concerned the president could go rogue. In the secret meeting, Milley ordered the officials in charge of the National Military Command Center not to take orders from anyone except him. This is a military coup. A coup d'etat. No matter what you're told, you do the procedure, you do the process, and I'm part of that procedure, Milley ordered, according to the book. Got it? Milley asked. The authors wrote, considered the order an oath. Here's what I consider the worst part. According to the book, Milley engaged in two back channel phone calls with China's top general and promised he would warn the nation of an attack. General Lee, I want to assure you that the American government is stable and everything is going to be okay, Milley said. We're not going to attack or conduct any kinetic operations against you. General Lee, you and I have known each other for now 5 years, Milley added. If you're going to attack, I'm going to call you ahead of time. It's not going to be a surprise. And there it is. Treason. Are you out of your mind, General Milley? You know what? I'm going to get the judge. Why am I even here? I mean, thank you for having me, but isn't it obvious I'm going to sentence this guy to death? I mean, I guess I'll have my fun deciding the method. Feel free to comment down below your favorite method of dealing with General Mark Milley. But my friends, I've already decided. It's going to be, unfortunately, too quick, but I think symbolically correct. General Mark Milley, you have been sentenced to death via firing squad. Get ready to face the wall, General. That was fun. Easy. Simple. Easy mud. Kobe. Thank you for having me, guys. And if you have any more rogue generals, feel free to call me free of charge. All right. Thank you. Free of charge. He always says that, yet somehow I always end up with a bill. Unbelievable. Anyway, my friends, did you learn what doublethink is? Can you use it in a sentence? Comment it down below and share this video so your friends can learn it too. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.